In previous class, we learned about one type in heterotrophic nutrition, that is holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition seen in amoeba, paramecium, human beings. Next heterotrophic nutrition, parasitic nutrition. Example, Cuscuta. Cuscuta is a leafless, means does not have leaves. Twinning plant which belongs to a family known as morning glory. In parasitic nutrition, we can find out two organisms. One is parasite, another one is host. Parasite get food from host. Host will give shelter to parasite. In this association, one get benefit, other get loss. This type of nutrition is called parasitic nutrition. Example, Cuscuta. We can find out parasitic nutrition in disease causing microorganisms also. Here, if you will observe here, a twinning plant will be known. This is Cuscuta. It is a leafless plant, does not have chlorophyll, means they does not perform photosynthesis. So this plant depends on host plant, and they produce special structures called haustoria, a root-like structures into the host plant. They introduce root-like structures into the host plant and get water from xylem tissue of host plant and food from phloem tissue of host plant, and they produce flowers and they produce seeds also. These seeds have anchor roots. Like this, they increase their growth on host plant, which leads to the death of host plant. In this association, Cuscuta get benefit from host plant and host plant get loss. This type of nutrition is called parasitic nutrition. In parasitic nutrition, we can find out two organisms. One is parasite, another one is host. Parasite get benefit from host plant get loss from parasite. This is parasitic nutrition. Cuscuta plant belongs to morning glory family. Cuscuta plant get benefit, host plant get loss. Cuscuta plant produce a root-like structures called haustoria. Keep it in mind, very important. Haustoria. With the help of haustoria, they can water from xylem of host plant and food from phloem of host plant, which leads to the death of host plant. Next, nutrition in human being. Already we learned about human beings perform holozoic nutrition, means we are heterotrophs, which depends on other organisms for food. So we are called heterotrophs. In human beings, digestion takes place inside of the body. Let us discuss about human digestive system. This is the human digestive system, where digestion takes place inside of the digestive system. So this is called holozoic nutrition. First, let us discuss about ingestion. What is meant by ingestion? Means intake of food into the mouth is called ingestion. Here we can observe some parts in human digestive system. See here, first part in human digestive system. Human digestive system starts from mouth and ends with anus. Human digestive system starts from mouth and ends with anus. The length of human digestive system is 9 meters. 9 meters. The first part of digestion is called mouth. The just opening of digestion is called mouth. Intake of food through mouth is called ingestion. Mouth opens into a cavity called oral cavity or buccal cavity. Oral cavity or buccal cavity. This oral cavity contains three structures. One is salivary glands, second one is tongue, third one is teeth. Salivary glands, three pairs of salivary glands present in the oral cavity. In human beings, salivary glands releases a juice known as saliva. Do you know? Saliva is a juice which contains enzyme called amylase. Keep it in mind. Enzymes are the chemical substances. Keep it in mind. Enzymes are the chemical substances which helpful to break down complex food molecules into simple ones. What is the reason behind this? What is the reason behind this? We does not have ability to get energy from complex food molecule. So the complex molecule must convert into simple ones. That is called digestion. Very important one mark question. What is meant by digestion? conversion of complex food molecules into simple ones with the help of enzyme is known as digestion. In human body, enzymes are released in the form of juices. Enzymes are released in the form of juices. Here, salivary glands or the gland which releases a juice known as saliva contain an enzyme called amylase, also called as ptyalin. Enzymes acts on complex food molecules and converts them into simple ones. What is the reason? We does not have ability to get energy from complex food molecules, so the complex food molecules must convert into simple ones with the help of enzymes. Enzymes are released from glands in the form of juices. Salivary gland releases an enzyme known as amylase, acts on carbohydrates, simply complex molecule, and converts into maltose, simple ones. Complex to simple ones with the help of enzyme. Salivary glands, enzyme amylase converts carbohydrates into maltose. Next, a tube-like structure known as esophagus. What is the use of esophagus? Chewed food there no with the help of teeth and tongue with the help of saliva. Food will be chewed thoroughly and form a soft bolus. Bolus. What do you mean by bolus? Soft chewed food in the oral cavity with the help of teeth, saliva and tongue known as bolus. After swallowing, the food is enter into the esophagus tube-like structure. So the walls of esophagus secretes a sticky substance known as mucus. With the help of mucus, bolus. Bolus means soft chewed food in the oral cavity or buccal cavity known as bolus. The bolus moves in the esophagus freely. This mucus helpful for easy movement of bolus in the esophagus and enter into the stomach. This is the stomach. Stomach is a sac-like structure. It is a sac-like structure. The walls of stomach contains a glands known as gastric glands, releases a juice known as gastric juice. The walls of stomach releases a juice known as gastric juice. Now the bolus enter into the stomach. Automatically the walls of stomach releases a juice known as gastric juice and HCl. Gastric juice and HCl. HCl, hydrochloric acid. First, let us discuss about the use of HCl which secreted from the walls of stomach. HCl is very powerful. It may digest even hard bones also. This HCl, hydrochloric acid, helps to kill harmful germs enter into the body through food. So this HCl, it is very powerful acid. It may digest even hard bones also. So the HCl may damage to our walls of stomach. Correct or not? It is powerful acid. No, this acid may damage to our stomach. That's why simultaneously the walls of stomach releases a sticky substance known as mucus. What is that? Mucus. This mucus helps to neutralize the acid activity in the stomach. This mucus helps to neutralize the acid activity. A acid which released from stomach known as HCl. What is that? HCl. What is the use of HCl? HCl kills harmful germs in the digestive system or stomach and also make pepsin active. What do you mean by pepsin? A enzyme which released from walls of stomach. Already we learned the walls of stomach consist of gastric glands. This gastric glands releases a juice known as gastric juice. Already we learned in the human digestion enzymes released in the form of juices. No, this gastric juice contains enzyme called pepsin. What is that? Pepsin. This pepsin converts complex means proteins into peptones. Already we learned no, enzymes converts complex food into simple ones. Proteins into peptones. Here already we learned no, HCl kill harmful germs and make pepsin active. Do you know in human body some enzymes are released in inactive forms. This HCl makes enzyme pepsin into active form. So with the help of enzyme pepsin, with the help of mucus, food will be become soft known as chyme. That is known as chyme. So chyme will be acidic nature. Chyme will be acidic nature. The food in the stomach is known as chyme. It will be acidic in nature. After that, after completion of digestion in stomach, food enters into next part known as small intestine. Here, if you look at the end of stomach, we can find out U-shaped structure. This is known as U-shaped structure known as duodenum. What is that? Duodenum. Here, we can find out two connections, one from liver, another from pancreas. Here we can find out two connections, one from liver, another from pancreas. Do you know liver is the largest gland in human body or digestive system? This gland, liver, releases a juice known as bile. Liver releases a juice called bile. What is the color of bile? Yellow color. Yellow color, that is due to pigment known as bilirubin, biliverdin. So, do you know? Keep it in mind, very important. Liver releases a juice called bile. This bile does not contain any enzymes. Bile does not contain any enzymes. Means this juice does not helpful for digestion. But what is the use of bile here? Bile helpful for emulsification of fats. Bile helpful for emulsification of fats. Emulsification means fats or lipids are break down into small colloidal particles known as emulsification. Here another connection to duodenum is pancreas. Pancreas releases a juice known as pancreatic juice. What is that? Pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice contains again three enzymes. Pancreas releases a juice into duodenum known as pancreatic juice, contain three enzymes. What are they? Trypsin, amylase, lipase. What are they? Trypsin, amylase, lipase. Trypsin, keep it in mind. Trypsin converts proteins into peptones. Trypsin released from pancreas as pancreatic juice converts proteins into peptones. Amylase converts carbohydrates complex into maltose, simple ones. Lipase is an enzyme released from pancreas, converts lipids, lipids means fats, into fats means here complex food molecule into fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids and glycerol, these are simple ones. So here digestion in duodenum will be completed. Now the food will enter into the next part, that is known as small intestine. The length of small intestine is 7 meters. This is the largest part in human digestive system. It will be coiled pipe. See here, we can find out some coiling structure, that is known as small intestine. A juice which released from small intestine, already we learned now, in human digestive system, enzymes are released in the form of juices. Small intestine releases a juice known as intestinal juice. What is that? Intestinal juice. This intestinal juice contains only two enzymes. Small intestine releases only two enzymes, that is peptidases. What is that? Peptidases. Next one is sucrase. Peptidases is an enzyme released from small intestine, converts peptides into amino acids. Peptides into amino. Peptides are complex ones, amino acids are simple ones. Another enzyme, sucrase. What is that? Sucrase released from small intestine acts on sucrose. Sucrose means cane sugar. The sugar which present in sugar cane known as sucrose, it is a complex sugar, complex substance, and converts into glucose. Two enzymes which release from small intestine, one is peptidases, another one is sucrase. Peptidases converts peptides into amino acids. Sucrase converts sucrose into glucose. After completion of digestion in small intestine, the rest of food will be no undigested food. Keep it in mind. Digestion starts from mouth or buccal cavity and ends with the small intestine. After completion of digestion in small intestine, the rest of food will be no, that is called undigested food. Enter into the next part known as large intestine. Up to small intestine, digestion will be completed. No, the rest of food known as undigested food enter into the large intestine. What is the function of large intestine? Means no enzymes are released. No enzymes are released here. Why? Because digestion complete in small intestine only. The remaining food will be no undigested food enter into the large intestine. What is the function of large intestine? The water present in the undigested food. The water present in the undigested food get reabsorbed in large intestine. The water only absorption takes place in large intestine. No digestion takes place. So after absorption of water in the undigested food, rest will be no. The rest is simply called as fecus. What is that? Fecus. F-E-C-S. Fecus come outside of the body through rectum, anus, and outside of the body. The fecal matter come outside through anus. Fecal matter which contains bile. What is the color of fecal matter? Yellow, no? That is due to the pigments known as bilirubin and biliverdin. What that fecal matter contain? The fecal matter contain undigested food, little amount of water, bile pigments like bilirubin, biliverdin, and bile salts and dead bacteria. So the smellish fecal matter come outside of the body, that is known as defecation. That is known as defecation. So